What 5 watches would we buy with £5? How would we split our budget? Welcome to the conclusion of our series 5 for 5. My job was to take £5,000 and recommend 5 new watches in 5 categories. These were dive, field, dress, chronograph and pilot. Now I'm going to pick my favourite from each category, but of course these will probably add up to more than 5k, as many of them could be my top choices from the categories. Let's start with dive. For this category, I selected the Tudor Pelagos FXD, Seiko Prospex Samurai, Luminox Navy Seal, Helm Vanuatu, and the Casio Marlin Duro. Now, the problem I face, as I will most likely face on all of the 5 for 5s, is that these are all really superb models, each with their own merit. I could dive with all of them, but my choice is the Tudor at £3,950. It's one of the best looking dive watches on the market today. The FXD case is striking to look at with its integrated strap slots, and the dial is perfect for a diver because it was designed for purpose, including underwater navigation. Whether you go for the pure military black or the original blue or even one of the Red Bull Alinghi special editions, there is no better dive watch on the market today for the money than the Tudor Pelagos. But I do want to do a quick shout out to the Helm Vanuatu, which is a very similar dial and bezel, but on a budget. Next 5 for 5 is field watches. For this category, I selected the Zinn 856 UTC, the venerable Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanico with a white dial, the new kid on the block, the Formex Field, all Boulder Venture models, and a very odd wild card which I use on a daily basis, which is the Casio AQ S810W. Again, any of these will serve well, and because field watches are perhaps one of the more rigid genres, you could be forgiven for thinking it's a slam dunk for the Hamilton Khaki. However, my pick is the Formex Field at £730. This watch represents everything new and exciting about the watch industry, with a very sensible nod to the heritage of field watches and the specs people expect. The result is a stunning field watch with a beautifully crafted sandwich dial, great natural hue colours, decent 150 metre water resistance, an innovative hook and loop strap that won't fray, and one of the best titanium cases on any watch available today. Move over Hamilton Khaki and welcome the Formex Field to your campfire. Let's get sophisticated now with dress watches. Here I selected the Longines Spirit, the Tissot Visiodate, the Seiko Prospex Alpinist, the Seiko Presage Cocktail Time, and finally the Baltic MR01 Blue Dial. And my top pick is the brilliant Longines Spirit at £2,150. At 37mm, it makes a fabulous dress watch for me. Yes, it may be too big for some, but it sits perfectly on me, and the Sunray Blue variant is by far my favourite. The watch is not pure dress, as it's inspired by the pioneers of aviation and exploration, making the Spirit remarkably versatile. 3-dimensional lume numerals stand proud and bold from the dial, offering superb legibility. The hands offer instant information, but are presented in such an elegant package. The brand's marketing slogan used to be "Elegance is an attitude," and this really sums up the Spirit better than any way I could. Time now for some accuracy with chronographs. My choices were the Zinn 356 SA Pilot, the Seiko Prospex Speed Timer, the Bulova Lunar Pilot Apollo 15, the Boulder Venture Field Medic 2, and finally, controversially, the Casio F91W. Just go back and watch the video. And of course my choice is the Bulova. I mean, it had to be, because it's technically one of the best chronographs on the market today, and we all know how much I love anything connected to NASA and space. The original of this watch only spent 4 hours and 50 minutes on the moon in 1972, and it wasn't until years later that it became arguably the most famous space watch of all time when it was sold privately, still with moon dust stuck in the Velcro, for $1.6 million. Fortunately, this reissue costs considerably less, at around £470. It offers all the technical brilliance and accuracy you could ever want from a chronograph watch, and you get that essential moon mission feeling for about £6,000 less than an Omega Speedmaster. Several of my friends and colleagues have bought Bulova Lunar Pilots, and without exception, they all love them. And my last 5 for 5 is pilot watches. Here I chose the Zinn 104 STSAA, the Oris Big Crown Pointer Aviation, the Hamilton Khaki Aviation Pilot Day-Day Automatic, the Laco Aachen Flieger, and as my bargain the Timex Waterbury Flyback Chronograph at just £155. And the winner is the Laco Aachen Flieger. To be honest, in this category, any Laco could have won, but I just happen to like the Aachen simply because it's remained so true to the original 1940s watch. To me, any Laco Flieger represents everything you could ever want from a pilot watch, because this is how I think pilot watches should look. not necessarily chronographs or GMTs, although I have to concede either of those styles could fall into the category. When you buy a Laco, and this one is not expensive at just £310, you really get a piece of history in the same way as if you were buying a Hamilton khaki field mechanical. Without major events in history, these watches wouldn't have existed, and they somehow have transcended time to remain really contemporary. And there you have my final 5 for 5 top choices from all 5 categories. Thanks very much for watching all of the videos and sticking with me through the series. Do you have a favourite 5 for 5? If so, let us know. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon for some more watch chat.